Oh yeah, dude, I love Zelda games. Zelda's like the most skilled swordsman ever, bruh.
What? When did Zelda ever use a sword?
Like in all of his games, bro, amigo.
His?
Yeah, bro, what are you talking about? Like Zelda, you know, the blonde-haired green guy?
Sorry if I sound pretentious here, but have you ever played a Zelda game in your life? Or even a Smash Bros game for that matter? Soul Calibur? Anything?
Bro. Did you just say you want to smash my brothers like in that way? Dude, not cool, dude.
You're missing the point. I'm pretty sure you're being mistaken for Link.
Bro, like, what? Who the hell is Link?
Are you Hello everybody! Welcome to yet another series on this channel where I'm going to talk about characters, their design, and what went into making some of the most iconic IPs in gaming. For this inaugural episode, the subject of the matter is the hero of time, the savior of Hyrule, and Termina that one time, the boy without a fairy! Just kidding, he actually gets one like in the first 10 seconds of the game, so screw you, Mido. Link, from the Legend of Zelda series. I'm not gonna lie, I love Link, and it's safe to say that most other people love him too. I mean, spanning over 20 games in more than 30 years, this guy's had a lot of attention under the spotlight. Now, most people know him as the boy, sometimes teenager, clad in all green and equipped with gauntlets, boots, swords, shields, nuts, sticks, beans, jars, rupees, and whatever else he could fit in those pockets somehow. But I'm kind of wondering what went into formulating this iconic elf boy. What was going on in Miyamoto's mind when he scribbled his designs for the first time? Did that rhyme? Let's take a look. Well, actually right off the bat, Link was not designed by Mr. Miyamoto. In fact, the icon was technically more the birthchild of Takashi Tezuka, the guy who designed the original overworld sprite.
Oh my god, the whole—
while collaborating with Miyamoto. Oh, okay. According to the big man himself, Miyamoto, they wanted to limit the original sprite to only 3 colors because of hardware limitations, but they also still wanted to make it recognizable. He also said that he wanted to make either the sword or the shield clearly visible. With the weapons distinguishable, he then had to make the character itself recognizable as well, so they decided to add long ears and a long cap to do the trick. You see, the inspiration for the Zelda series in its entirety came from Miyamoto's childhood in the Kyoto countryside. This is where he would explore and adventure in the expansive forests. He wanted to emulate his childhood experiences into his game, The Legend of Zelda, and they really did succeed in making Link the embodiment of youthful courage and the embodiment of the yearning for adventure as well. It's just so beautiful. Okay, be strong. Okay. Now, Miyamoto has also said that Link's trademark green garments were derived from inspiration from Peter Pan, the classic magical child kid hero boy from the Disney movies. And I mean, the parallels are quite obvious. Young boys in dashing and totally fashionable green tights, kicking ass and picking up babes with their swords. Get it? It's an innuendo. Oh my god. Man. Awful attempts at humor aside, the classic design of Link was essentially derived out of hardware limitations, a Disney character, a baby Miyamoto, and Mr. Tezuka. So, any thoughts, Link? Link?
Link, goddammit, answer! Yeah!
The silent protagonist trope is prevalent in tons and tons of games, but in my opinion, Link does it best. If you haven't guessed yet, like I pretty much literally just said this, Link is a silent protagonist, a hero of silence per se. It's a quirky trait used in many games, normally used to allow the player to become more immersed. You see, I'm one of those guys who likes silent protagonists when they're done well. It allows me to sort of step into the shoes of the hero better, and make it more of a personal experience, and it's freaking awesome, man. But this one word I keep using, hero. Link's a hero this, hero that. What does it mean? What truly makes Link a hero? Well, actually there's tons of evidence that can parallel Link to classic heroes like Odysseus and Hercules. You know, those Greek guys from those like 3,000-year-old books? Well, the signs are pretty clear actually. All you have to do is look at the stories of each of the main games. It's been made fact that most Links from each game are not in fact the one same guy, but various descendants of the Link from Skyward Sword, who I guess you could say is the OG. But each of these heroes goes through a very similar progression of events, despite their place in the timeline, which is heavily debatable, and I'm not gonna get into that for now, but maybe some other time. So let's take a look at the most generic nutshell of basically most of the main series games. So Link starts off as a young, defenseless boy, but then something happens to call him to adventure. He then traverses into danger for the first time, crossing the threshold between security and adventure. After that, he faces dozens of enemies and tests in the dungeons. He meets mentors and helpers along the way to make the journey a little easier. He can run to the main villain of the story. Some examples are Ganon, Vati, Girahim, and this uncomfortable little shit. And then in the ultimate fight, Link triumphs and saves everyone. Then everyone returns home and it's all free and safe, and essentially that's your average Zelda game. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm not saying that all the Zelda plots are formulaic and they all play out the same way. That's not what I'm saying at all. I love the stories of Zelda games. They're all amazing. But I'm just giving you the bare bones structure of how most of them play out. Anyway, like I said before, this progression of events is actually a clear variation of Joseph Campbell's monomyth, also known as the hero's journey model. If you don't know what it is, and you probably don't, it's a collection of steps that were prevalent in most heroic epics in human history. This includes like Homer's Odyssey, among many other stories. But anyway, the steps entail, well, basically what I just said. Let's go a little bit more in depth and look at the Ocarina of Time, for example, and see if we can make some of these parallels between the hero's journey model and the game itself. In Campbell's words, the first step is the call to adventure. This is clear when Navi comes into Link's treehouse and wakes him up, who's too tired for her bullshit. That's actually the second, more minor step, the refusal of the call. Fast forward a little bit later after finally accepting it, and he crosses the threshold, another step, when he first leaves Kokiri Forest to meet the Deku Tree. He fights his first enemies and is exposed to danger for the first time in the dungeon. Then, when he finally decides to leave Kokiri Forest and enter Hyrule Field, he finalizes his crossing into his journey and has completed the step known as the Belly of the Whale. More like the belly of Chambu Chambu, am I right? Wow, that was a good one. Then, obviously, there's this long road of trials, with each dungeon being its own trial, filled with the possibility of death. Then there's, of course, the battle with the big guy, the return home, yada yada yada. In Campbell's model, the cycle even repeats, which can even be shown with Majora's Mask, how basically the same Link restarts his journey in a whole different world after he's brought back into time as a child. And I'm just scratching the surface of both the hero's journey and Ocarina of Time's story, but nonetheless, these parallels are quite easy to see. If you want to read more about the hero's journey model, I'll provide a link below. It gives a really good description of each of the steps and has a bunch of cool graphs and stuff. And there's a bunch of steps that I didn't even cover, and there's still more connections to be made that are pretty cool if you want to check them out. So what was the whole point of that hero's journey rant? Well, it proves that Link's a true hero that can be on the pedestal of Odysseus and Hercules, and I've been using the same Greek guys this whole time, but honestly I'm drawing a blank. In fact, Odysseus got shipwrecked in the Odyssey, and so did Link in Link's Awakening. Coincidence? I'm sorry, I'm just rattling off ideas now.
You're a fucking nerd.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, dude, what do you think about Link now? And what did you learn?
Well, bro, his memorable design was a manifestation of Miyamoto's childhood adventures, and it also takes inspiration from Peter Pan.
Ooh, okay, good. What else?
Oh, like, Link's a silent protagonist, bro. Like, a troop designed to... is it troop or trope?
It's trope. T-R-O-P-E. Trope.
Whatever, bro. Silent protagonist. It's a game trope designed to immerse the player in a more personal way, which provides a more direct adventure.
Nice, dude. Anything else?
Yeah, brah. Link can be considered a classic hero, after comparing him to the traditional hero's journey model. In all of his adventures, he undergoes a similar development that could be comparable to the likes of, Odysseus and Hercules. Is that right, brah? I kinda forgot.
Dude, are you reading from a paper?
Nah, brah. Nah, that's cheating, brah.
Oh my god, I was so close. So, it looks like Link has withstood his true test of time, still adventuring for the past 30, give or take, years. It's no surprise that this guy is so popular even after so much time under the spotlight. I see Link as the personification of what adventure means. A young, unwilling boy transformed into a badass slayer of all evil, exploring the nooks and crannies of the world while overcoming seemingly impossible obstacles. Maybe that's why the Legend of Zelda games are so special to me. I don't know, I'm trying to be sentimental here. This frickin' chunk of pixels, whether he be in 8-bit form, 64-bit form, or cel-shaded, has managed to shape the person that I am today, more or less. And that's what makes me love Link so much. He's just so damn awesome. Well, anyway, thanks for watching.